The Southwest Florida revamp is in less than 2 weeks, and there are 5 things you need to do before the revamp launch. So as most of you know, the revamp is launching on the 14th of July, which is extremely close, and there are some things that you need to do before this massive update drops. As usual, please remember to like and subscribe as it just really helped me out, but let's just get straight into it. There's going to be so many things to buy in the Southwest Florida revamp, ranging from cars to guns and everything in between. And all of these cost money. And you're going to need to grind some money before this update drops so you can buy everything you want to buy. And now, it doesn't need to be much. If you want to know how much you need, then just go click on this video after you've watched this one I made, where basically I explain how much money you're going to need for the Southwest Florida revamp. But let me just briefly explain what the best ways to get money are in this game before the revamp. Oh, what just happened to my car? Starting off with obviously the highest paying job in the game, which is the fintech job with all the game passes, gets you $10,000 every minute. But this job does take a while to rank up, and obviously there's only 2 weeks until the revamp, so you might not actually have time to get max rank in this job. So there are other alternatives. Many jobs like the dealership employee pay 3,500 every 30 seconds with both game passes, and many of these jobs actually do this. For example, something like Starblocks or Sussy's mechanic shop, and these are all really good options because there's not too many ranks you have to grind through, which may give you enough time to get the max rank before the revamp. And if you just want to continue cruising around the map before the revamp, definitely go for a job like police or sheriff or the ambulance job, just to make that money whilst you're on the move, so you can get as much as possible before the revamp. Now let's go ahead and move on to our next thing you need to do before the Southwest Florida revamp. This map is going to be completely disappearing in the revamp, which means that all our cars will also all be removed. Now, the best way to just say goodbye to all these cars is to drive them one last time. So I have basically 61 cars, and all of those are going to be removed in the revamp. So I just want to really experience them one last time, and I think you guys should as well. And I think the best way of doing that, literally just cruising around the map. You know, there's this feature called cruise control. Literally just set that, hop in maybe a public server or something, maybe join a roleplay server, just enjoy them one last time. On the topic of losing everything in the current game, I think you just need to explore the map one final time. You need to go places that you've never been before. Just enjoy the most of it, because obviously it's going to be gone in 2 weeks. And I think these racetracks are actually really underrated. I actually really love just driving around them, see what lap times you can get. On the karting track, you can actually find out what times you can get, and you can also try out some drifting on these racetracks, which is incredibly fun to do, because obviously the car physics are going to be a lot different in the revamp. I do actually really like these physics, but I think they're just going to be so much better in the revamp. Something that I also think is actually a really cool thing you could do is just buy a bunch of houses, because as you know, all your cars and houses are getting refunded in the revamp. So I think you may as well just buy the houses. If I'm not mistaken, there's an 100% refund, and say you bought this house for 8 million, then you're going to get 8 million back. And I think it's just cool because you can just explore these houses, unless you already own it already. I think the houses in the revamp look crazy. Look at some of these interiors on screen. Like, genuinely, the attention to detail on these is actually mental. There is a huge community for Southwest Florida, and if you aren't already, I think you definitely need to join and get involved before the revamp. I say this because many Discord servers are hosting huge events before and after the revamp's release. And being in those servers and sessions will just be so much fun, just being able to enjoy the revamp, not just on your own, but with everybody in the community as well, because you'll be able to show off your stuff to other people, ask people questions if you're not sure about something. I think it'll just be a really nice place to be when the revamp launches. And as I said, most of these servers are on Discord, which if you aren't in already, I definitely recommend downloading it and creating an account, because it's just so good for all these servers and stuff that you can join. And if you don't know a server to join, then I actually have a server of my own, which if you want to join will be in the description. We host sessions, there's a nice community there, we post stuff, all my videos are uploaded there, there's cool stuff that we share, so I definitely recommend joining that before the revamp, because that'd be really cool to see you guys in the community, so I can just talk with you guys one-on-one as this revamp launches. Now, I've actually seen this from quite a few people recently, but linking back to the community, I think actually starting to create content is actually quite a good idea. Now, I say this as a content creator because I really do enjoy making videos, making edits. If you do enjoy sort of taking clips of your car, I definitely recommend just trying it out and posting it, and you get to build a fan base. And building a fan base is actually really awesome. But I definitely recommend it. With this revamp, I think the game's going to really blow up, and it's a really good opportunity for anybody who wants to make content to start making content. As I talked about earlier, all your cars will be removed and fully refunded in the revamp, but this means that we will never ever see them again. So I would try get some clips and pictures of your car. If you play on mobile, just basically take some screenshots of your car, just line up in a nice spot and just basically take a screenshot right there and just save that somewhere so you can check back on it in the future. Now, if you're on PC or laptop, there are so many good recording apps that out there. And when taking clips, I'd recommend going in FreeCam. It's so good. You can get some crazy angles on your car. Just access it by pressing Shift+C, and you can press Shift to go slower, which is really good for taking clips. And if you've ever seen any of my edits before, that's basically how I do them. I use FreeCam plus a bit of editing to create them. And doing this will just mean that you can look back at your cars in memory, or just if you want to recreate any builds in the revamp. Like say this Ferrari 812 is getting added back in the revamp, and I really want to recreate this build that I have in game right now. Then I can just check back on a picture I have of it, and I can basically just recreate it with the same color and pretty similar rims. As this video comes to a close, I'd also just like to mention that one day before the revamp release, the current game of Southwest Florida is actually going to be down. So at the time of recording this, there's actually only 13 days left of this game being up, and I genuinely just cannot wait. It's such a big step up in Southwest Florida. I mean, I've been on this map for quite a while. I'm not a full OG, but as a new and upcoming creator, the community I've managed to build before this revamp is just incredible, and I hope to expand it like even further in the revamp. I am not stopping. So I definitely recommend subscribing to join me on this journey. It is genuinely going to be so much fun in the revamp. So guys, it's pretty much here. Only a couple more videos before this revamp, which is just crazy to think about. But remember to like and subscribe. But hopefully I'm going to see you in the next one.